let's start with that men's 1500. The race played out very similar to the worst race of Jakob's career, which was last year in the 1500 meter final. It was a 329, 328 type race with a fast kick. And Jakob fell apart in the exact same manner, it feels like, as he did last year in Eugene. And you would think Jakob, being the talent he is, being the ability he has to dominate races, to control races, to toy with, to have fun in the rounds, to like wave to the crowd, make things hard for him, to run fast times, to go on winning streaks, that he learned his lesson last year when he lost to Whiteman. But he must have just had amnesia or forgot when he went to bed, Men in Black style, erased his memory of what happened last year, and he just redid the thing that didn't work. He did the thing that didn't work, and Josh Kerr took advantage of it. Now, it takes a great athlete to take advantage. We don't want this to just become a Jakob lost the race and Josh Kerr got lucky. Josh Kerr still had to show up, run 329, outkick Jakob in the final 200. But man, Jakob definitely had opportunities to not make it a possibility for Kerr to be in the race with 200 to go. And man, I'm baffled that I'm just baffled that he allowed it to happen again. Jakob, I think Jakob, what Jakob needs to do. Sorry, I'm going on a long rant here, Olivia. I apologize. I'm just getting it all out.
Get the thoughts out. Get the thoughts out.
Jakob needs to never run 329 to 330 races, 328 to 332. He needs to stay out of that range. Because when you're 330, 331 to 328 range, it's not fast enough to get rid of everyone's kick, but it's also not slow enough to have your best kick. And so it's that weird gray area where other athletes of this similar ability can match with you because you can't have that separation. You can get that separation when you make it super hard, when you make it a 326 type race and it is from the gun, then there's just so much lactic acid buildup that people fall apart. You also can make it really slow and then be like, I'm a speed demon. If we're running 335, I'm going to close in sub 25 seconds in the last 200. So there's like the extremes where you know your kick can win, but in that middle, that kick sometimes can get beaten. And Jakob, the guy's been around. He's not a newcomer to this. He's won many global medals, and he just, for some reason, didn't put together. I'm really excited to listen to what he says post-race to see why that happened, because this was seeing Michael Jordan put up 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals. That's what we saw. This was Tom Brady throwing an interception in the 2-minute drill at the end of a playoff game. It doesn't happen. And now you're like, we really thought last year was an albatross, just a one-off. Was it? What's the phrase? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you? Or is it the other way around? No, it's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The shame is on me right now. The shame is all over Gordon because that was not supposed to happen. Footnote, I'm a huge Josh Kerr fan. And if it's going to be anyone to beat Jakob, Kerr doing it is awesome. Followed him all the way through his New Mexico days. I put money on him to medal. I should have put money on him to gold. I would have won 10x the amount of money. But Josh Kerr.
Round of applause there.
You did it, man. You did it. Olivia, what are your thoughts?
There's three takeaways I can take from Jakob today. Number one, kind of like what I've been alluding to over the course of this week, right? Like we're seeing different athletes set up their race plan throughout the rounds. Okay. Have we been seeing that with Jakob, right? Like the last two rounds, he has been in the back, hanging out, moves up. That's thought number 1. Thought number 2 is, do we think that he was triggered, or at any point of that race did he have any kind of self-doubt that he was going to see what we saw last year happen again? And thought number 3 is, I don't know if he had his wonderful pistachios today, so that also could have played a role in all of this too. Those are my 3 takeaways.
Yeah, I like a little plug to take in there. We'll thank our sponsors when we get into the men's 400 hurdles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my final thoughts on this whole thing is Kerr has said that when you're an elite runner, you look at the sport differently than when you're on the side of it, like I am. And when I see greatness, I just assume they're invincible. You know, when you watch Bolt, you're like, no one's ever going to beat him. You watch someone like Mo Farah, you're like, no one's ever going to lose to him. Oh, he's not going to lose to anyone else. I meant, and you put him on pedestals because you're not used to seeing them lose. But the other athletes, they're like, well, they got 2 legs, he has 2 arms, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose. He has white blood cells and red blood cells just like me. Why can't I have a great day and beat him? And Josh Kerr just showed that. Same way Whiteman showed that last year, that even the best can stumble. It's just hard to imagine Jakob stumbling in a race where he had 1,500 meters of opportunity to take control. This isn't a false start situation or side cramp situation. He had the ability to say, I'm better than everyone here. Hey guys, let's go run 326. If you can beat me running 326, congrats. But he chose to think about that he had the 5K coming up. I'm not going to have to go out hard. I trust that no one's going to be with me with 50 meters to go, but Josh Kerr was. And Josh Kerr, he was an Olympic medalist. He got bronze in 2021, I believe. Didn't medal last year. Now wins gold this year. You now have to put Kerr in that category of like floor being a medal. You beat Jakob and you get an Olympic medal. Your floor now going into 2024 and 2025 has to be 3rd or higher. You know, Jakob, because it's Jakob, it's still going to be the favorite. But now Kerr is like, all right, 2 spots are going to medalists. Kerr and Ingebrigtsen are getting 2 of the medals. 2024 and 2025, there's only 1 medal available for the rest of the world, which is kind of crazy. 2 people get 2 medals. And then what is it, like 7 billion other people? I guess half of them are women. So 3.5 billion men have the opportunity to get 1 medal. Seems unfair, but I guess that's just how we do it. Kerr and Ingebrigtsen, 2024, 2025.
I just want to know what Jakob was thinking at the 200 mark with 200 to go. Like when he felt Kerr, I wonder like if he felt like he had full control and he wasn't going to get pushed, because just the last 200 meters just looked off to me. Like it wasn't the Ingebrigtsen that we're used to seeing, like the playful fun one that like when he lines up his hat, it reminds me of Noah Lyles, right? Like when we see Noah Lyles out there having fun, joking in front of the camera, we know we're going to see something fast come out of him. That's just, we know Noah Lyles is in that space. And I wonder if Ingebrigtsen felt Kerr and was like, oh gosh, was not expecting this. This was not part of the race plan, you know? And he just fell short. And again, you kind of talked about it too, just being human. Like everybody out there is human. Anybody can come down on any given day. But like you said, we have Ingebrigtsen on this really high pedestal from his resume, what he's done. We're like, okay, this is going to be it. This is going to be the moment. Silver, silver, silver. Bound to be gold. It wasn't the day for Ingebrigtsen.
You mentioned, what do you think he was thinking with 200 to go? I think he still thought he was going to win with 200 to go, even with Kerr making that big move at the 200 meter mark. I think Jakob was like, oh, great, you made the move, so I can respond. And then he slowly responded, and, you know, he was with them with the 100 to go. He's like, all right, I'm fine. But then when he realized, oh, wait, Kerr didn't go early. He went just long enough they could still hold it. Because I think he was probably banking on Kerr. is going to use up all of his energy from 200 to go to 100 go, and then he's going to take advantage of it. But Kerr clearly was prepared for a final 200 and not just a final 200 with the last 50 kind of falling apart. So,
Yeah.
hey, Kerr was prepared. He mentioned, if I'm in the race with 200 to go, I believe I can win. He was right. Kerr's doing a good job at being right. He was wrong last year. He talked a big game last year and came up short. So I think a lot of people were probably looking at like, hey, you said you talked a lot of shit in 2022, and you didn't get it done. So it doesn't mean, but now that he talked shit in 2023 and it worked, now we're like, all right, now you got a point. You got a medal in 2021. You beat him in 2023. Man, Josh Kerr, gotta love it. And he's backing it up, and big ups to him. I will say, though, to round out this topic, the Americans, Nagus, we thought was going to be in contention. He was never in it. Cole Hawker was in the back. I think that makes sense for Nagus to finish where he finished. This was his first like real taste at being a medal contender. And I think he just wasn't prepared for the uniqueness of a race like this. I do think, though, his talent plus now a year of experience, Nagus should be one of the guys who should be in the medal contention next year. I just think he needed a 1 year of figuring it out, because a third race of 1500 is so different than a Diamond League race or a Millrose Mile. It's just so different. So Nagus still runs well. He got fifth, I believe. Hawker finished seventh, which is only one place worse than his Olympic finish when he got sixth. But Norway goes 2-3. Pretty cool. But yeah, the story's all Josh Kerr. Really, the story is Ingebrigtsen losing. That's how good Ingebrigtsen is. And if I had to say, again, I love Josh Kerr. All the flowers. All of them. Get a whole bouquet. A week's worth.
Roses. Not flowers.
1-800
roses.
And I'm gonna chop off the spiky parts of the stem to make sure you can enjoy them and not cut your fingers, because you deserve it all. All of you get all the flour. But Jakob lost this race. Josh didn't win it. Jakob lost it. Again, all the flowers to Josh, because you need to be the best in the world to take advantage of Jakob choking. But Jakob lost. Josh, 2 medals in out of 3 global championships. He's gonna be here for a while. So I'm excited for him versus man. Imagine 2024 and Jake Whiteman is healthy and they're on the start line, and the order is Jake, Jakob, Kerr, and Jakob's just standing there in the middle between Jake and Josh and being like, my torture of my 2022 demons and my 2023 demons just with me. They go everywhere I go, because they're in the same prime years. But anyway, congrats to Josh. Congrats to Jakob on a good season. We'll see him. He'll win the 5K. So things are fine.